Game Heroes is a distinctive retro-style adventure for the PlayStation 3. The game clearly owes a debt to a certain specific landmark franchise, but while it shamelessly borrows its base concepts, this game does in fact have its own personality. Clever and self-aware enough never to take itself too seriously, 3D Game Heroes is primarily concerned with providing you with a fun adventure. The Kingdom of Dotnia, like so many other video game kingdoms, is constantly threatened by an ancient evil that's been sealed away by a great hero. When the Dark Force once again breaks its bonds to plague the world, it's up to you, the hero, to find a legendary sword, collect the mystic orbs, and stuff that evil right back where it came from. It's more about gags and gaming references than delivering a gripping dramatic plot, but even if you don't get all the in-jokes, most of the humor directly references the world you're playing in. Characters have a lot of personality despite being made out of blocks, and while the plot is simplistic, it never pretends to be more than it is. Many potential players will be able to take one look and have a solid idea of what the game is like due to its very close resemblance to another particular game series. So basically, you've got this world. You might be tempted to call it an overworld because there are also multi-floor dungeons you'll delve into in order to open treasure chests, find keys, grab special items, and slay boss monsters. While the game will let you know where you should be heading next, you're free to explore, play minigames, or uncover secrets. You'll also find RPG-style side quests in towns that reward you with items or cash. Although the game only tells you where you need to go and not exactly how you can get there, you're able to hop between towns you've already visited with warp wings. One personal touch to the game is that you can choose from a wide assortment of prefab heroes or create your own character block by block. The game has you choose a gender and class, but the differences are limited to slight health or magic boosts. If you get bored with your choice, you can switch heroes anytime you load a game. You'll Live and Die by the Sword is an adventure in the world of Dotnia. Specifically, you'll live by the gigantic powered-up sword when you have full life, and die by the dinky little one you're forced to wield when you're nicked by an enemy's attack. Each of the many swords you discover and wield has a maximum potential that can only be reached by forking over gold to a blacksmith. While it's novel to try out a new blade with an amusing look or a special property, the only weapons that are really worth using are those that let you spin to cover a wider area with your slash, pierce through solid objects to strike enemies on the other side, or are ridiculously huge. It feels pretty good to annihilate an entire screen of opposition with a single swing. It's almost as if the developers have hacked the game to make you feel awesome. It doesn't completely kill the challenge, however. Dungeons in particular are well designed to regularly knock you back down to size. And when your sword shrivels, you'll definitely feel the difficulty return to the comparatively lofty level of A Time Gone By. The oversized sword is cool and all, but it tends to overshadow your secondary items. You'll really only find yourself using items when they're absolutely required to reach new areas or solve specific puzzles. You'll also accumulate a full suite of magic, although the projectile foiling reflect spell is the only one you'll actually rely on. Game Heroes is in fact made of 3D dots. Just about everything in the world, from the shimmering water to the gigantic boss monsters, is created with this basic building block, and the game uses lighting and effects to give a strangely realistic sheen to the 8-bit inspired world. It's a design that easily stands out as original and pleasing to the eye. The game's sound design achieves a similar effect by mixing primitive sound samples into a smoother and more modern soundscape. Just keep in mind that repetition is an inseparable part of the retro package. Despite a few weaknesses, 3D Game Heroes combines borrowed ideas with a novel presentation and a good sense of humor to rise above the level of shameless cash-in. Whether or not you've been playing games for more than a decade or not, it should be easy to find some enjoyment in the land of Dotnia.